Hello, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Monday, August 10th. It is literally 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 9:57 in the morning. We did not film yesterday because even though we got home in enough time, it was just... It was blah. It was...
And my thinking was, you know what? I have off today. So we can just film during the day, because usually the reason why she wants us to film on Sundays is because of time constraints.
Yeah, that's why we switched to filming on Sundays. The weekend is because of time constraints. But obviously this past weekend we had time constraints because we weren't home. We were at family reunion at Seneca Lake. Wonderful, fun. It was fun. There was some stresses, but it was fun. And I took all of 4 pictures.
And the stresses were mainly that house is not designed for that many people, and Mother Nature decided to come say hi.
Yeah, Friday night it rained, and we ended up, well, we were able to eat outside. So my aunt has a wonderful patio that accommodates all of us if the weather is nice. And we were able to eat dinner outside, and Friday night, that was good. Saturday morning breakfast we did have to consume inside because it was raining and wet. And Saturday lunch and dinner, you kind of could sit wherever you wanted and eat. It wasn't bad. But it definitely stormed Friday night into Saturday, like late Friday night, early Saturday morning. That was not fun. And Saturday night, it stormed. While we were trying to get back to the hotel. Saturday night went downhill very quickly. But we are home. We got to spend a wonderful time with family and visit, and that is what matters.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our weekend. EGA meeting was this past Wednesday. I did not pick up anything from the freebie table, so we don't have that to show you. We don't have MNG. I said MNG.
You said EGA.
No, I said MNG. Okay, I said EGA, whatever. MNG was this past Wednesday. There's no haul from it because I didn't, not that we're at haul yet, but because I didn't pick up anything from the freebie table. But I did do a presentation about dyeing and let folks try their dyeing skills. And it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
We thought it was good. Okay. So, that turned out well. Fabulous. Other than that, not a whole lot to report on. Which is good, because I like calm much more than I like the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And the chaos is... Can't do the chaos no more. Anyways, so I don't have shout-outs pulled up for the video, so I do apologize. I know a couple of you commented on the last video. I do apologize, I don't have shout-outs. And at least one person, I want to say it was either Teresa or Anne, or maybe both of them, did. One of their comments was something.
Mm-hmm. Yay!
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So thank you so much for commenting. Probably going to be a short video because I'm still very drained.
Mm-hmm.
So, why don't you have some stitching.
So this would be the whip section.
So we're going to do whips, and you have some stitching?
Yep, well, it was MNG, so I sat down. I just got to sit down and do stitching. Carolyn Manning Designs Ruby.
Ruby. Pretty.
I just filled some of the stuff up in here.
I love it.
Like, I don't think I got more than like 200-300 stitches, but hey, I got some stitches.
You did something that's better than nothing.
Normal.
You did something. Yay!
I love you.
Okay. We'll start with what's on top because I took my pride bookmark, with me this weekend because it was small and traveled well. And by the time we actually left on Friday, I had all of the books stitched in. So all I really was working on was the 3 browns, which is very easy to do. So I was like, we'll just take this. Did I stitch? Not really. Barely. But between, I think I switched over to this on Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. Maybe. I don't remember when I switched over to this. So I've worked on this 2 weekends in a row now. At some point I put in a bunch of stitches on it before we went on vacation. So here we are. So I've done a total of 1,384 stitches on that over the course of 2 weekends. All of the books are stitched in. I'm just working on adding the browns. I have one of the 3 brown colors done. So I just need to do the other brown colors and backstitch. Hopefully that will be done soon. We'll see. We'll see. I may run out of steam. I know the weekend before vacation, I totally ran out of steam on European Village. It's kind of hard to stitch on it. I'm not going to lie. There's like so much fabric, and the colors on these floss cards is driving me nuts. So as I'm stitching on it now, I'm going to switch them over to my little baggies because I can't, the floss cards are driving me nuts. So we will show you European Village. This was a stamped kit that I inherited from Laura King's stash after she passed. And I was really hoping to get the house done. However, the fabric is also very stiff, which makes it a little bit hard to stitch on. So my hands actually were hurting. But I was hoping to get the house done. It's not quite done. It's almost done. I only have a little bit to do. But as you can see, I did a lot of work on the house. I did 1,388 stitches on that. 4 stitches more than I did on the bookmark. I don't know why that just popped out at me, but it did.
Good.
So, yes. And it is very long, as you can see, because it's rolled up. It's very long. It's going to be a very long project. It's going to be a very long-term project. I think every time I talk to my nieces, they want to know if I've stitched on it. Yes, I've stitched on it. Doesn't feel like I've done much on it, but I actually have, because when I started working on it, none of this was done at the beginning of the year. What Laura King had stitched on is on the other end, so it's in here. So there we go. And then last weekend on Sunday night, I threw the notebook at Joe. I didn't really throw the notebook at Joe. I handed him the notebook and said, pick something to stitch on.
I was enthusiastically presented with the notebook.
I said, pick something to stitch on. And he picked Porch Welcome, which was designed by Diane Arthurs for Imaginating Company, which Imaginating now owns all of the rights to Sue Hillis, to the Sue Hillis designs. Because unfortunately, if you don't know, you may have been living under a rock, or you just don't follow Sue Hillis. Sue Hillis, 3 or 4 years ago now, was diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's, or both. Memory loss, and decided to sell her patterns to Imaginating so that her patterns could still be produced and released. so people could still enjoy them, even though she hasn't designed anything new in 5-6 years. I think COVID, roughly around COVID time was the last time she designed something new. But we still get to enjoy her patterns, which is great, because she does have some really cute ones. Anyways, porch welcome. Back to porch welcome. Here it is. It's finished. Yay! And it only took 1,083 stitches. It only took 1,083 stitches.
I didn't know it was that close to being done.
To finish. I didn't realize it was that close to being done either. So
I just know that I haven't seen it. I'm like, ooh. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I just go, which one of these do I have no idea what it is? That means I haven't seen it in a very long time because you haven't put that many stitches in it. That one.
So I have a finish. I got a finish. A random, unexpected finish. I really wasn't expecting to finish anything. I do need to, now that we are kind of in the downhill slide of the year, which makes me very sad because we're creeping ever closer to winter, and I hate winter. I do actually need to look at some of my projects and figure out what could possibly be finished this year for December dash to the finish, because I love doing that in December. Like, just pick a project and stitch on it until it's finished. So I need to take a look at some candidates. I do know my bookmark will probably be done, because we decided last video that the bookmark would just swap in when I was tired of working on whatever Joe picked out until we filmed again, or until we got to the end of the week, and until we got to Sunday night and swapped out projects. That makes sense. I hope that makes sense. My brain and my mouth are not necessarily connected today. So my bookmark is the first one of those candidates that will be done for that. Will be subject for that. And then I think once the bookmark is done, the next candidate that will be subject to that is my stamped heart succulent, because there's just a small chunk left on the one bottom side that needs to be filled in with white. And honestly, it's driving me slightly nuts that it's not done yet. And then at that point I will pick something. I do know that my 3 blocks for Star Touched Meadow are probably all candidates for December dash to the finish, because with the exception of March and May are definitely very close to being finished, depending on if I pull them out again. I do need to adjust my list in here that I have written out, since I have adjusted what we're doing this year. But I really have no desire to do that, because everything that's not on the whip list that Joe gets to pick off of is stuff I've already stitched on significantly this year. So it's like my month, what I was using for the monthlies and what I was using for the yearly, and all of that. That being said, Daily 30 is making a change. Starting in September, it will be non-graded. You will still have, we're still doing challenges, but it'll be one challenge every 2 weeks, or 2 a month. There will be a few more. They're going to make the challenges a little bit bigger as far as more prompts for the challenge. I think they're adding 2 more prompts to it, maybe 3.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't really remember off the top of my head. They're making all one standard stitch amount, so there's no variable stitches. It's all 300 stitches. Monthly will still be a cross stick. It'll still run like that. The weekly will still be themed with challenges, and I have figured out what I'm doing for the yearly next year. I need to do a little bit of work to put it together, but it's going to be very simplistic, again, because we're not grading. But I haven't presented that to the grader group just yet, or to the admin group just yet, but they're good with that. So Daily 30 has shifted, and that's actually kind of what led me to the shift. We had been talking behind the scenes for a couple of weeks about changing things, and that's what led me to shift. And I'm like, I just don't need to stress myself out anymore. Like, I need less stress in my life, and this is my hobby. It should not be stressful. So,
plans.
I got one of my, so I haul, as far as haul goes, I don't really have anything to show you. I mean, I had to go to Hobby Lobby, and yes, there's some stuff that I got from I did really good. I was well behaved at Hobby Lobby. I'd actually had to go to Hobby Lobby twice over the last 2 weeks because one, I saw a bag, like a tote bag, that I want to make. I actually want to make 2 of them. I just need to drag the computer upstairs and hook it up to the vinyl cutting machine and cut the vinyl for what I want to do. But I had to go get the tote bags for that, and then I got a wood piece that I need to paint that will be painted for finishing. Anyways, I got my last subscription for my Annie's Card Kit of the Month. I suspended my Annie's Card Kit of the Month subscription, and will probably at some point in the next month or 2 renew my subscription to Paper Pumpkin, or do a subscription to Paper Pumpkin, because I enjoyed Paper Pumpkin a little bit more. I like the Annie's Card Kits because, you get to cut your own stuff down, but they don't provide you with a large amount of material for what I'm paying. Like, the Paper Pumpkin kit gives you enough material to make all of the card bases into cards. With the Annie's card kits, you do not have enough paper to make all of the card bases they give you into cards. And I don't like that.
That's dumb.
It is very dumb. And I like the Stamp It Up inks. So, like, the little ink spots are great. I do need to go through my ink spots because some of them are dry. And I need to start checking. But that's my own problems. So I don't have any real haul for you to share for you. We went to the Ashery, Friday, and I got a bunch of candy and snacks. I got candy and snacks and a few things that we needed, and I didn't get half of what I probably would have normally have gotten because we were full up with stuff and driving to my aunt's lake house, so it was just kind of difficult. But we'll go down before the holidays and get the last of what I need. I might be good for a few months. I'm trying to think what else I might need. Anyways, moving along. Why don't we do plans? Why don't we talk about plans?
My plans are reading a book.
I finished a book, like this morning. Which is great, because the last 2 fiction books I have read, I DNF'd them. I did not finish them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How bad does a book have to be that you don't finish it?
So, back in March, Tristan and I went to this thing that this little bookshop in Medina put on the bookshop is called the Book Tree House. They are part of Common Grounds over in Medina. And they put on what they called an adult book fair. It was basically, they set up space in the Common Ground, like the Common Grounds. Common Grounds is like a permanent farmer's market. No, that's not right. Common Ground is like a permanent pop-up shop location. So there are permanent stalls in which people can rent and retail their things at. They also do pop-up events where you can rent a space and bring your stuff and retail it. this was one of those pop-up events in one portion of the space. So they have this big space in the one section by the restaurant that's in the building where you can host a large group, which is really nice. Or they did this adult book fair. They had various indie authors that are from the region basically displaying their books, talking about their books, da-da-da-da. There was, in the other section of it, of the building, there was some retailers that were set up just selling mostly book-related stuff, but, you know, kind of other stuff. So I bought 2 books at the adult book fair. One of them I was very excited to read because the author made it sound fabulous. It was a romance novel with... It was a fantasy romance novel that was very LGBTQIA plus positive, and it was not.
False advertising.
The main character, who's the only point of view you get in the book, did initially, like at the start of the book, was in a same-sex relationship. She was in a same-sex relationship, but it became very obvious very quickly that one of the male characters was going to be the love interest. There was absolutely no romance going on in it. None. And like the handful of scenes that were in it that could have been romance, she glossed over any like descriptions of kissing or touching or any of that. You know what I mean? If you read romance novels, she glossed over any of it and made it none. And I think where she comes off with, I'm assuming, where she came off with the LGBTQIA plus spin is, it looks like the main character ends up in a polyamorous relationship between this one guy, between 2 males, with 2 males. So basically a polyamorous relationship with 3 people. Because the 2 males are magically connected. It's kind of weird. It's good in theory. But also the writing was utterly terrible. She wrote a world that the only transportation is walking or horse, but yet the buildings have electricity and indoor plumbing. And not like crude indoor plumbing, like original indoor plumbing was, which was like original indoor plumbing was very crude. No, this was like showers and baths and like...
But the technology for an automobile and the technology to be able to do that are the... Because all forms of transportation we know of is also similar to the stuff used to make hot water.
It was very poorly written. Very poorly written. I did not finish it. And then the other book that I did not finish was actually not a bad book. The book was very well written. I thought the author did a fabulous job writing the book. It was not my type of book. It was called Hooked. I can't remember the author's name, but at the very beginning, she basically bluntly tells you the mailman character is not a good guy. He's a bad guy. And he is definitely a bad guy. Like, definitely, like, mafia vibe, bad guy sort of thing going on. I did sort of... No problems with it. Had no problems with the book. It just wasn't... It was set in like a modern environment. You know, I like fantasy and historical. I don't really like contemporary. It just wasn't my jam. I did kind of click to the end, and the ending seemed satisfactory. Like, if I would have read the whole book, it just wasn't my jam. So it wasn't like that one was a bad book. It just wasn't something I liked. The book I just finished, however, was fabulous, and I need to get books 2 and 3 in the series because, holy crap. 3-book series. And definitely ended on a cliffhanger. Holy crap. And I've been working on diamond painting my big boot, but I don't have it down here to show you. That's it. I have more books to read. We went to Half Price Books. I wiped out an entire shelf.
You were adorable coming up to me, by the way, because we'd split up. She comes up to me, all adorable like, and keep in mind, I didn't tell her at that moment that I had already seen half the stack. I didn't realize how big it was. I looked over, saw that, well, I got it. I looked at it, and I'm just like, okay.
13 books. I bought 13 books at Half Price Books, and then I went and got a 14th book on Thrift Books, like, not quite on the way home, but like almost as soon as we got home, because I love Black Dagger Brotherhood series, and for some reason I just kind of fell off reading them because life was busy and
I think it was the fact that you were chaining them, and then when you had to start waiting for the author, you found other things to read.
Well, I had chained them for a few books, but there were definitely, I waited for quite a few of the like the Shadows I waited for, the King I had to wait for. There was at least 5 books that I definitely had to wait on. And like, I don't know, for whatever reason I kind of fell off reading them, and I'm like, I need to read them and get back to where I'm current with the series. That is a lot of books. Because I don't even have all the books I'm missing. But I have at least the next 4 or 5 books that I haven't read. I'm going to be reading those.
Then, while she was on, she showed me Thrift Books. I started getting a couple light novels. Halfway through the first one, I bought 6 more of the series. It's 16 volumes and counting. Japanese light novels are translated in English. They do it by volume number, which I love, because it makes it real easy figuring out which book goes in what order.
It would be actually so much easier if authors did that.
Like, honestly, that is probably one of my biggest quirks about either, like, I tried to get into one TV show, and it took me 10 minutes to figure out which of the 8 anime series with different titles was the first one, and that one was, of course, not available for streaming.
Of course not.
It was also made in the 90s.
Of course.
And there are 2 versions of that. One's where they're continuations, and then there's one where it's like 10 plus different parallel universes with the same characters and different stories.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Kenshin's weird.
So what we're saying is we have lots of books to read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is one of... Basically, there are a lot of animes that I like the story of, but a lot of people are like, oh, well, this is just like every other one of these. I'm like, no, they're not. To me, no, they're not. Like, the one I'm reading right now, I think the reason why I like it is because it's kind of, the main character is, oh my god, socially inept, but it's like, you can tell he's not doing it on purpose, and this isn't like some like goofy shit. No, he legit is having an issue. And unfortunately, because I didn't know I was going to be getting the light novels, I kind of read ahead, and let's just say the author figured out how to give this guy some social stuff, and let's just say it begins with the word trauma. and ends with a lot.
Trauma, everybody's favorite thing. Okay, sorry, I'm playing with my knead dough.
Okay.
No, it's not knead dough. It's squishy dumpling.
Mm-hmm. Okay, shall we wrap this up?
Anyways, yes, we should wrap this up. So your plans is to read. I will be reading.
And
I will be
video
reading
games.
and. I will be reading and diamond painting and cross stitching, and I have a purse I have a tote bag half finished upstairs that needs to be sewn. I have a lot of things that I need to do.
I got a question for all the book readers. If you're reading one book, you're about, I'd say, 2/3 of the way through, and you're waiting on the next book, does that slow down your reading too? Because I don't want to, because this book, I know for a fact this book very much is a continuation type thing, where the story just keeps going and going and going. That's how a lot of light novels and mangas are. So it's an end to that arc, but not an end to the story. So there's more story. And I'm like waiting for the second book to arrive. So I ordered both at the same time. And I'm kind of reading slower because I'm waiting for the next book.
Well, I have good news for you.
What?
Book 2 will be here at some point today.
Yay!
Yay! I don't do that because...
Monogamous crazy. Monogamous crazy.
I have a lot of books.
Yeah. Well,
I have a lot of books to read. Yeah. I haven't decided. I know I want to get through a number of... I want to get through the Black Dagger Brotherhood series the books I have. That I, up until where I'm missing the next book. I know that book 2 and 3 for the...
If we keep talking about books, we're going to be here until lunch.
I know that books 2 and 3 for the one that I just finished this morning are out, but I don't know if I actually want to wait and see if she's going to be at the adult book fair in October, because they are doing another adult book fair in October, so I can get a cool signed copy like I have of the first one. I might wait until then, depending. I might wait until then and see if she's there and buy them directly from her, because I want the physical books.
Oh, that's one thing. I tried reading from a tablet. I can't.
I can read from a tablet, and like the Hooked book I got on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm glad I did it on Kindle Unlimited because I wasn't sure how I would feel about the book. I'm glad it was Kindle Unlimited because I technically didn't pay anything for it. And there are some books that I've read on Kindle Unlimited. Yeah, they're good, but I'm glad I don't... they're not books I need the physical copy of.
Mine is actually... This is the problem. I read by actually putting the text above the bookmark, and it helps me focus on it. I tried that with the Kindle, and I kept moving the screen.
Yeah, that would make me mad.
So, I can't just have... Like, if I have the full block of text, I actually have a hard time reading.
We've literally spent 10 minutes talking about books and reading now.
That's why I said... What are your plans for stitching?
I don't know, darling. What are my plans for stitching?
Well, can I be a smart arse?
What?
I don't care if it's on the list. Succulent heart. Finish it.
Captain. Technically, it qualifies because I shifted things, so...
This is my I don't care. You said you wanted to do something, so I'm enabling.
Saves my having to go dig something out of the trunk.
It also saves... I also want to get rid of that thing in the back of your mind that's driving you nuts.
It's not necessarily driving me nuts. It's just I want to get that done.
In a month.
We'll see. Okay. Well, I guess we're doing Succulent Heart. So that's it.
And then if you finish that one, bookmark.
Oh, yeah.
I want to ring that bell twice next time.
I don't know if that's...
If it's 2 weeks.
It depends on when we film next. Okay. What do we want those people to do?
Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification thing, all that YouTube stuff, and comment if you like hearing about our random bookscapades.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually getting into reading for the first time in a decade.
Like, tell us if you like it or not. Because if you don't like it, we can... Like, maybe...
Edit it out after we talk about it.
Well, if we get too deep into it, what I'm thinking is, if you don't like it, we can not talk about books on the Flosstube, and do something different with the books talking, with the book talk. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching this week. We hope you enjoyed yourself. We hope you were entertained. And we hope to see you next time. Until then.
Bye. Bye.